side. All right, on your next inhale, extend your left leg behind you and your right arm forward. Coming into tabletop balance on the other side. Keeping your core engaged. Gaze is down at the mat. If you want to, you can bend the left leg and reach back and make that connection. Such a pretty back bend. On your exhale, you can return back into tabletop balance and down to the mat into tabletop. Taking a couple more rounds of cat and cow here. Whenever you're ready, we are going to meet in down dog. So you'll push your hips back towards the ceiling, chest towards your thighs. Feel that stretch all along the back side of your body. We're going to take just a couple moments here to move around. You can rock your hips side to side here, bending one knee and then the other. Just get all the wiggles out. And then you can come to stillness. We're going to take just 3 rounds of breath here in this downward dog. Just really grounding down in the mat through our hands and our feet, stretching the entire length of the backside body. You can take a cleansing breath here if you need to. One more round of breath here. On your next inhale, come to the height of the toes. You can step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up to the sky. You could take a little back bend here if that feels good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step or jump back to plank. We're going to chaturanga here, so bend at the elbows, bring your body down to the mat, come into an upward facing dog, and meet back in down dog. We're going to take 2 more sun A's just like that. So on your next inhale, come to the height of the toes, step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky, taking a back bend here if you want to. Inhale to forward fold, bringing your hands down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat and step or jump back to a plank. We're going to chaturanga here, coming into a cobra or an upward facing dog, and then meeting back in downward facing dog. Go ahead and take a couple breaths here. A cleansing breath might be nice. On your next inhale, come to the height of the toes and step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms towards the sky, taking your back bend. That's a nice back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Palm the mat here, step or jump back to plank, taking your vinyasa. And there's always the option to skip the vinyasa and just go straight towards downward dog. Take a full round of breath here. Reconnect with your breath before we move into the sun bees. inhale, bring your right leg to the sky for 3-leg dog. Bring it in towards your chest and step it all the way towards the front of your mat for crescent lunge. Bring your arms up above. Spin it out and come into a warrior two. So you're gonna pivot the back foot. Gaze is over your front hand. Feet are lined up. Beautiful. All right, cartwheel your arms down to frame your front foot. Bring your right foot back to meet your left, and we're gonna take a vinyasa here. So chaturanga to the ground, down, upward facing dog to down dog, excuse me. Go ahead and take a cleansing breath here in this down dog. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up towards the sky for 3-leg dog. Bring it in towards your chest and through to the front between your hands for crescent lunge, rising and bringing your arms above.
You can see it.
Alright, spin it out to warrior two. So pivot on your back foot, bring your arms out and your gaze over the front hand. Cartwheel your arms down to frame the front foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right, and either take your vinyasa or just go straight to downward dog. Just take a moment here to reconnect with your breath and your intention. All right, push forward on your toes, coming into a plank position, and chaturanga all the way down until you meet your mat. All right, we're gonna take a Sphinx pose next. So bring your forearms down to the mat, elbows underneath your shoulders, keeping the spine and body in line. Lift the chest, shine the heart forward. Stay really long through the crown of your head. Take a few deep breaths here in this Sphinx pose. You should feel a light compression in your lumbar spine. One more round of breath here. And then we're gonna push up into a seal pose. So you'll bring your hands mat width distance, fingers facing somewhat out. Lift the top part of your body, straightening your arms, shining your heart forward, and getting a little bit deeper compression in the lumbar spine with this seal pose. We're just gonna hold here for 2 breaths. Make sure you're inhaling deeply and exhaling all the way. Last round of breath here. And you can gently make your way back down to your mat on your exhale. Bend at the knees and windshield wiper your legs back and forth right here. This just helps reset the lower spine. Find a little bit of stillness, and we're gonna push back into a child's pose. So your legs can either be wide or you can bring your knees together. If they're a little bit wider, it kind of helps get into the hips a little more. Extend your arms forward in front of you, really stretching all the way through the spine. Connect your forehead with the mat. Just feel the earth completely supporting you here in this moment. Let everything go and just breathe deeply.